Welcome back to Author Journey. My name is CJ Anaya, and today I have a special treat for you guys. Ricardo Fayette, did I say your name right, Ricardo? Last name?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
He is going to talk to us today about an online site that really helps authors connect with designers, with editors, and with book marketers. And so I'm really excited about this because I always want to give you resources that are going to help you through your author journey. So welcome, Ricardo. I'm super happy you're here.
Thank you, CJ. Really good to be here.
Yeah, well, I'm excited about this. So just a little bit about Ricardo. He's one of the founders of Reedsy, and he likes to imagine how small players will shape the future of publishing. And he's the author of several free courses for authors as part of Reedsy Learning. So this is very exciting. So what I want to do is just to get into the site and ask you what inspired you to create the site in the first place?
Yeah, as I mentioned, I'm a follower of the publishing industry for quite a few years now, and with a friend of mine, we started as readers, as avid readers and digital readers. We were really interested in what self-publishing was all about. And one of the first things we thought about when we heard about self-publishing was who does the editing, who does the design, who produces the book, because authors probably cannot do all of that on their own. Editing and design are very different skills from writing. So who does that? And we tried to answer that question by creating Reedsy and kind of giving authors access to the massive pool of talent that's been leaving traditional publishing companies in the past few years. Because now all the best editors and designers, they don't really work within the traditional publishing houses. They work for traditional publishers, but on a freelance basis, because that allows them to work with all the publishers, to work with individual authors as well, and gives them a lot more flexibility and basically a better life. So we thought, let's combine self-publishing with this trend of good freelancers leaving publishing houses and put them together and allow them to work together on Reedsy.
I love that so much because I know as an author, it's really difficult to find. It may not be necessarily difficult to find editors and designers. It's just difficult to find good ones. You want to make sure that you're using your money wisely and that you're not wasting it on someone who ends up doing a job that wasn't as wonderful. And so it really can be difficult to find the right people for this. So I love that you're connecting with people who already have a history in these publishing houses, who are professional. And we can just go to one place and look for that. That's such a great resource. I wish I would have known about this before I started publishing. So have you directed a lot of people to this? Have a lot of people already been using the site? How long has it been going now?
I think we started around 2.5, 3 years ago.
Wow.
And we've helped produce around 2,000 or 3,000 books now.
Wow.
By that I mean, there's we've had over 3,000 authors working with editors or designers through the site. So we kind of track all the books that are kind of published after using a Reedsy editor, a Reedsy designer, but we know the kind of collaborations taking place on the marketplace, and there's something like 300 every month right now. So it's going pretty well, and I mean, all the people are happy who use Reedsy because we spend a lot of time making sure that the editors are good, the designers are good, and that we really maximize the chances of authors finding the right person for their books.
Okay. Well, can you take me through the process of how they would find an editor or how they would find a designer on your site?
Sure. So we spend quite a bit of thinking on that. So as an author, you come into the site and you don't post simply an offer saying, I need editing on this novel and wait for people to answer. That's a very big difference with other kind of job boards out there. What you need to do as an author is start looking for a certain type of editor. So you can filter your search by genre.
Okay.
If you're writing fantasy, if you're writing romance or nonfiction, then you can filter your search by the type of service you're after. So for editing, it can be developmental editing, just an editorial assessment, or copy editing, proofreading, even just query letter review if you're looking to send your query letter to agents. And then you can filter your search by location if you want an editor that's close to where you live, and then by keyword. If you're writing about very, very niche topics, especially nonfiction, then you can use keyword search as well. So that gives you generally a good short list of editors, and then you can check what books they've worked on. I think that's the main thing. You have access to all the books they've worked on in their portfolio, so you can check them on Amazon, see the reviews for those books. You can check their work experience if they worked with traditional publishers before, and then you can read a short overview about them to get a feel of whether they'd be a good fit or not. And then we tell authors that they can contact up to 5 professionals at a time. So we have to put a limit on the number because we don't want authors contacting 100 editors and then one editor gets the job, and obviously that's 99 editors who spend time creating a job proposal and discussing it with the author. And so if 99% of the time you end up not getting the job, then you're not going to stay on the marketplace.
Right. No, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Wow. I like the way that you are able to do advanced searches, because I think that a lot of us, even if we only have one site to look at, we'd still get very overwhelmed with, the list of editors, or, the list of designers for book covers. Is the book cover process the exact same thing as the finding an editor? It's just searching by genre and being able to look at their portfolios?
Yeah, absolutely. For the cover design, it's easier because within directly the search, you can see the covers they worked on. And then you can just simply select 5 and we ask you to fill in a brief. Obviously the brief is different if you're looking for editing, design, publicity, marketing, ghostwriting. The brief varies, but we've worked with professionals to make sure that it will contain all the info they will need to be able to send a quote afterwards. So for editing, it asks things like an overview of the book, what kind of editing you're after, length of the manuscript, genre, and then optionally some information about your characters, your plot, and things like that, so that the editor can get a sense of what your book's about and also how much you know about your book. If you don't fill in anything about the characters or the plot, then it makes it look to the editor as if you don't really know what your plot and characters are, or you don't know how to describe them. So it gives them a bit more information as well as to the psychology of the author.
Okay, well that's cool. I like that a lot. When it comes to publishing for authors, the big thing that I have talked about with many authors is that they don't want to have to deal with formatting. They don't want to have to learn that process because it can be very difficult. Even working with Scrivener, I find that there are things that are difficult for me to handle, like headings and things like that. So I know that you talked about formatting. You said that you guys have a free formatting tool called Reedsy Book Editor. Could you tell me a little more about that?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I guess you're familiar with Vellum, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So the best way to describe it right now is to say it's very similar to Vellum.
Okay.
Except it's browser-based. So you can access it from any device, even tablets, phones, PCs, Macs, whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's free.
Great.
Now the difference is you have a lot less customization options when it comes to ebooks than Vellum. However, like Vellum now, it exports to both ebook, so EPUB, and print-ready PDF. So you can use it for print distribution. And we've spent a lot of time working with CreateSpace, with InSpark, with Verb, to make sure that the PDF files obviously are going to work on any of these retailers. Right. And Ingram's particularly touchy about certain things, so we know it works there.
That's great. Yeah, that's good, because I know that there have been times when I have formatted things and I try to upload them to these other sites and they'll tell me that there's an error. And I can't understand their jargon, their computer jargon, because I'm like, okay, I see that there's an error. You're telling me there's an error. I don't know how to fix this at all. So that's really nice that you can make sure that it's up to standard for all these other sites so that you don't have to worry about that. I think that's great.
And the whole philosophy is you don't worry about formatting. Now, we're building it as we go. Right now, you have lots of customization options. You can add drop caps. You can hide or show chapter numbers. You can decide where endnotes go. You've got a choice between 3 different templates. You've got a special template for romance, typically.
Oh, nice.
And we're going to add more. However, it's less. There's less customization options than on Vellum right now, or than if you were doing it obviously yourself using another program. But if you don't know anything about formatting and you don't want to learn anything about formatting, then there's nothing easier out there. You just copy paste your text, and we take care of everything else.
That's nice. I like to hear that. Just copy and paste and we'll take care of everything else.
Yeah.
That's nice, because if I can outsource these tasks, that just makes my life so much easier. And there are some authors who know how to do all of these different aspects of the business and who want to do that. But a lot of authors either want to, but they need to have more time to write, or they don't want to and they only want to write, you know. So you're offering a service that I think is just so valuable. I'm really excited about it because I've been looking at your website, I've been looking at all the possibilities, and I'm sitting here thinking about new projects that I have, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna just streamline it. It's gonna be so much faster to get all of this done because I'm not gonna be the one in charge of every single aspect of the business. So that's really exciting. Now, for those of us who have a hard time navigating our way through specific aspects of websites, or who just really love tutorials, you talked about Reedsy Learning. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, Reedsy Learning is a kind of program we've launched in October of last year. And the idea is, basically since we started Reedsy, we've done a lot of customer support, and we keep doing that. But answering a lot of questions from how do I write a book, how do I publish, where do I publish it with, and we decided we've learned a lot over 3 years and we're able to answer all kinds of questions. So we're going to put our knowledge into kind of short courses that people can take and in a very short amount of time learn about the key aspects of publishing a book. Okay. So we started with basic courses, self-publishing 101, learning about retailers, learning about what formats you need, how to create them, distribution options, going only with Amazon, so KDP Select, or going wide, what are the pros and cons. Courses on traditional publishing as well, to find an agent, courier letters, how the traditional publishing system works. Mm-hmm. And we've expanded since. We've got a list of something like 30 courses.
Wow.
Some of them are very broad, like how to write a novel. So
right.
If you've never written a novel and it's just something sitting in your mind, then you can take the course and it will give you the basics of it. And I think it will inspire you to actually go sit down and write a novel. But we've got very niche ones on crafting short stories, on creating a cookbook, on producing audiobooks, on Amazon ads, on Facebook ads. So there's a whole range of courses, and as soon as an interesting topic comes up, we try to either write it ourselves if it's around ads. I love ads. Or if we have someone within our network who can do a good job at writing the course, then we get them. We've got the UK editor of The Martian writing something on science fiction right now. And we have a very good agent writing something on world building. So we try to find good people among our community to write relevant courses for authors.
That is great. And we can find this on the Reedsy website, or is it on a completely different website?
It's on our blog, okay. But you can just Google Reedsy Learning, or head to our blog and you'll find it. We try to make it quite prominent everywhere because it's like 30 free courses that anyone can take, and they're very non-time intensive. The format's kind of fun. You sign up for a course, and it's over a period of 10 days, and you get simply one email in the morning, depending on your time zone. Mm-hmm. That's a 5-minute read that goes perfect, like for coffee or where you have breakfast in the morning, or just you wake up, you do your 5 minutes of learning, and then you go on with your day-to-day activities.
I love that. I am such an online course junkie, and so even though there will probably be some things that I already know, I kind of just want to go through all of your videos just to see what you have to offer and just to review stuff and then see what I can learn, because I really do it's part of my morning ritual. I wake up in the morning, I like to do a tutorial on something, anything that's going to better my day. So the idea of being able to go through this and kind of see what you guys have to offer, that's really exciting, and it's free. I mean, you can't beat free. So if there are people wanting to teach you things for free, you should totally take advantage of it. So I think that you guys are offering so much content and so much value to authors who are either just getting started, or maybe they are kind of in the intermediate phase but still need some direction. And even people who are, pros at this, they can come here and have, so much to discover and just find so much value in this. So this site is really exciting. I'm going to be telling everybody about it.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Well, Ricardo, is there anything else you want to share about the site, or anything you want to share with authors? Any tips you'd like to give them before we end this?
A lot of tips.
You're like, where do I start?
I read them all in those courses. No, but I think if anyone's got like specific questions about Reedsy or about publishing or anything that we do, they can just feel free to email me. My email address is very easy. It's ricardo@reedsy.com or eedsy.com. So you can just drop me a line and I'm happy to answer any questions. I get tons of emails and I'm very good at answering them.
Wow, that's great, because I would imagine you're so busy, but that's really nice.
The more emails you answer, the faster you answer them. So
yeah,
I'm happy to do that.
That's great. Thank you so much. Hey, thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing this. I really appreciate it, Ricardo. And then for all of you watching this, I'm going to put lots of links to Reedsy, to the Reedsy Learning tutorials, to the Reedsy Book Editor. I'm going to go through it and just find all sorts of stuff to link to you so that you can find it really fast. But a big thanks to Ricardo, to the Reedsy team for setting this up for us. And I hope that everybody enjoyed this interview and that you have a really wonderful, fabulous day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.